for him almost. Then I remembered how casually he'd dismissed our anniversary, how easily he'd walked out that door, while my heart shattered on our kitchen floor. "It's safe," I said quietly, and watched relief flood his features. "It's in our bedroom, completely untouched." He practically ran upstairs and I followed slowly, savoring every second of his panic. He found the guitar exactly where I'd placed it, perfectly fine, resting on our bed like a sleeping angel. He grabbed it, cradling it against his chest like a lost child, running his hands over every inch to make sure it was undamaged. "Thank God," he whispered. And I saw tears in his eyes. Actual tears for a guitar. I don't know what I would have done if something happened to it. This guitar is everything to me, Isla. It holds all my most important memories. That's when I struck funny. I said, my voice colder than winter steel. "Funny how you can remember what's important to you." He looked up at me, confusion replacing relief. "What do you mean?" "I mean, it's interesting how you can panic about a piece of wood, but you couldn't remember the most important day of our relationship." I pulled out my phone, showing him the screenshots I'd taken. "Here you are, active on Instagram yesterday, liking your coworkers' photos. Here's you commenting on Felix's post about his new car. Here's you remembering to wish your college buddy happy birthday last week." His face went white as he realized what I was showing him. "Isla, that's different." Different how my voice was rising now. 3 years of swallowed disappointments, finally erupting. Different because those people matter to you. Different because a guitar has more value than your wife's feelings. He set the guitar down, carefully reaching for me. "Baby, please let me explain." "No," I stepped back. And the force of that single word stopped him cold. "You said that guitar holds your most precious memories. Well, guess what, Theo? Now it's going to hold mine too. The memory of the day I realized I deserve better than a man who treats me like I'm invisible." The look on his face told me everything. He finally understood that this wasn't just about a forgotten date. This was about respect, about love, about the promises he'd broken and the woman he'd taken for granted. Some lessons, I realized, can only be taught through consequences. The silence that followed was deafening. Theo stood there, guitar in his hands, looking like a man who just watched his entire world shift on its axis. For the first time in months, maybe years, he was really seeing me. Not as the convenient wife who'd always be there, but as a woman who had reached her breaking point. "Isla," he started, his voice barely above a whisper. "I know I messed up. I know saying sorry isn't enough, but please tell me how to fix this." I looked at him, this man I'd loved so completely, and felt something inside me settle into place. Not forgiveness, not yet, but clarity. "You want to know how to fix this, Theo? You can't unforget our anniversary. You can't take back treating me like I don't matter, but you know what you can do." He waited, desperate for any lifeline I might throw him. "You can learn from it." I walked over and gently took the guitar from his hands. For a moment I saw panic flash in his eyes, but I simply placed it back on its stand with the same reverence he always showed it. "I'm not going to destroy your grandfather's guitar, Theo. That would make me just as careless with precious things as you've been with me." The relief and shame that crossed his face was almost too much to watch. "But I am going to give this guitar a new memory." I continued, "The memory of the day your wife realized she deserves to be someone's priority, not their afterthought, the day she chose herself." I pulled out the suitcase I'd packed that morning and placed it by the door. Theo's eyes widened as understanding hit him. "I'm staying at Celine's for a while. We both need time to think about what we really want from this marriage." I paused at the door, looking back at the man who'd once promised me the world. "You know what the saddest part is, Theo? You didn't just forget our anniversary. You forgot who we used to be. You forgot that love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice you make every single day." As I reached for the door handle, he called out desperately, "What can I do? How do I prove that you matter to me?" I turned back one last time, Figure out how to remember what's important, without me having to remind you. And maybe, just maybe, learn to play a new song on that guitar. One that doesn't make promises you can't keep. Walking out that door was the hardest thing I'd ever done, but also the most necessary. Some memories deserve better endings, and I was finally brave enough to write my own. If this story resonated with you, smash that subscribe button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Comment below and tell me, what would you have done in my situation? Remember, you teach people how to treat you, and sometimes the greatest act of love is loving yourself enough to walk away next week. I'll tell you about the woman who discovered her husband's secret family and how she made sure both wives got the surprise of their lives. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one.